Hello, are you ready for another recipe? Really yummy recipe. Well, it's getting a little cold because it's, autumn, fall, and it's time to make those hearty dinners. So today I have a really fast, quick and easy, yummy meatloaf recipe. And I am going to be using ground beef. So it's going to be fast because I'm going to use the food processor to help me. So I'm going to take a pound of ground beef, and then we are going to add to the pound of ground beef 2 cups of green beans. These are the frozen ones, so I thawed them out and I squeezed the water out, but it's 2 cups of the green beans. And then 1 small onion diced. And this just helps the food processor process it. So we're going to put it in. I think we'll just do a cup of the, don't want to overload it because then it won't, process that quickly. And I got this really cool processor from when my daughter was still a baby, but it is still going. And I've used it many times to sneak in veggies into my kids' diet by processing them here. So here we go, and we're going to rush it. It's not going to be too fine. Okay, take this and just take that out. That's what it looks like right there. Gonna dump that in. And this recipe, the veggies and the onions, it actually, the consistency is 1 pound of meat, and then you do ½ pound of the veggies. So it's about 8 ounces, and it's about 2 cups from the frozen one. So that's the mixture. 1 pound meat, 8 ounces of veggies, and they all mix together. You will see to make a meatloaf. So let's put the rest of the ingredients here. The rest of the onions. Okay. And I'm going to process this again. Prepping this only takes 5 to 10 minutes. Depends how fast you move. I'm a little tired because it's Friday, so I'm not moving too fast. But let's see here. Take this out and put that in there. So I separate the veggies from the meat because I will mix them in later. What I'm going to do is flavor the meat first. Always season your meat, and then it just is so yummy. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so here's the meat. You can see, and I have to use this meat because I've had it in the fridge for a week, and I wanted to make sure that I cook it before, it expires. So some salt to the meat, and then some pepper. Always do salt and pepper one side, flip it over. And I'm using my hands because there's no better way to mix this all than with your hand. And then pepper. Okay. So Just kind of break it up. And then you add the veggies in. So now you're going to mix everything in. Okay, mix it together. Now we're going to add other ingredients. Just because it's starting to meld together. I don't like to add them like all at once, where you just put it all in the middle. I don't know, maybe because I'm too OCD. I want to make sure I see the different parts are getting salted and peppered or seasoned. Okay, so there. Now we're going to do ketchup. So 1 pound of ketchup. So I just do, 1 pound of the ground beef. So just going to drizzle till it's covered. That's like a 1/4 cup of ketchup. And then Worcestershire sauce. So just do like a tablespoon. Some soy sauce. Probably should have opened this before I started taping. So I do 2 tablespoons just because it needs some salt in there. The rice. So some people use, oats and stuff, but or breadcrumbs, but I have leftover rice, so I'm going to use my leftover rice. Okay. And then egg. Let's put the egg in here. I'm going to do 2 because the veggies need a lot of binding to the meat. If you didn't put that much veggie, then you just do 1 egg. Okay, and then we are going to salt the egg a little bit. Okay, and then, yep, this looks gross. You can always use a plastic gloves, but I just dig in. And then what you could do to really make sure you have the taste that you want is after you mix this together, you can cook it. Pan fry a little bit of it and taste it to see if it's to your liking. See? Now it's all one mixture that's sticking together. All right, now I'm gonna put this into a pan. Give me a second. Okay. So to make this cook faster, I'm gonna do a muffin pan here, and then the rest I'm gonna do a loaf pan. But this helps it cook faster. So if I were to put this in a loaf pan, a meatloaf pan, it's going to be cooking for 50 minutes at like 350, 375. But because I'm using a loaf pan, I'm going to be cooking this at 375 for 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. As you can see, I pre-oiled the muffin, so there's a little bit of oil in there, and it goes fast like an assembly line. And I just fill a little, and then I add to the rest. It doesn't matter if it turns out to be a mountain. You can always add more to the cooking time. But the kids love this because then they have their own serving, and I don't have to worry about cutting it. It can just take out of the pan, put it on a plate, grab one for yourself, help yourself kind of thing. So it's even good for brunch too. I don't know if you want to do a meatloaf brunch, but hey, if you're craving it, why not? Okay, so I preheated my oven This is gonna go at 375 for about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna check it, because if it needs more, you know, then you can actually put in, you know, 5 minutes more, depends on your oven. So I will see you in a bit. So I forgot to mention earlier, before you put it in the oven, to put a little bit of ketchup. And so that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if you can see me, but just drizzle a little bit on top, a little bit on top, and spread it out, because that helps to keep the meatloaf moist. Okay? And I've even put like sesame seed here too. But I ran out, so I'm not putting any today. Alright, so I just wanted to add that from the earlier before you put it in the oven. Alright, 375 for about 20 minutes, okay? Yes, our meatloaf is done. And I'm ready to eat because I'm starving. So let's take it out. So what happened with the meatloaf actually? So 375 for 20 minutes. And I did add, I poked it a little bit and it was super juicy. So I did add 5 minutes to this. But 20 minutes is a good gauge for you. You can go check. If you feel like it's still a little too runny, you can add 5 more minutes. And then I put it under the broiler for another 5 minutes to give it that really, you know, crust, that browning that looks so pretty and yummy. So let's take one out. And there you are. Nice steamy meatloaf. And I'm going to just use the spatula to take it out of there. And plate it. Oh my goodness, just look how delicious this is. It's just cooked perfectly and it's healthy. It's got the beans in there, just onions and rice. Not too much rice. And let's keep on pulling this out. So I've got a dozen here. And let's just plate it so I can show you and serve it to you. And you know, when you pre-oil that muffin tin, it will not stick. Plus it's really, really juicy because the beans have moisture and it just might fit. It's on a little bit on the edge, but it just might fit. Here we are. Yay! Okay, let's get you out of the way. There you have it. Easy, fast, yummy, healthy meatloaf. So please make it tonight and your kids are gonna love you forever. Alright, or your friends, or your family, or your husband, or your boyfriend. Anybody's gonna love you when you serve this to them. Okay, well, anyway, enjoy. Thanks so much for watching my new recipe, and like and subscribe. I'll give you more recipes. Okay, thanks. Bye.